So welcome to Strange Paths, a podcast where we read Choose Your Own Adventure style stories. We are your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm Stephanie.
Megan.
You know, one time I think that all three of us should try to say that exact stuff together.
Okay.
And we can just finish with "We are your hosts."
Ready?
Just our names, and then we are your hosts.
No. Like the whole. So welcome to Strange Paths.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be right now.
Because I don't want to do that right now. So anyway, I'm reading today. Hooray!
What are you reading?
I'm reading Blood Island.
Oh.
Nice.
Which I chose because the name is funny. It's like whenever a little kid names something and it's like Dinosaur Fort or like Rock and Roll Bread.
Yeah.
I think Steven had a little club when he was a little kid called like the Blood, Skull, and Rat Club.
That's an amazing name.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
It's like that. So I'm going to send the cover. It is it's Choose Your Own Adventure, but it says Choose Your Own Nightmare.
Ooh.
That does look scary. Everyone's all grizzled.
You guys are going to cry and cry.
So, yeah, it looks like we have an island with a volcano, an active volcano, although it could be blood being spewed out of it.
Yeah, blood.
Probably blood.
And then above it, we have, what is that? Is it like what NSYNC looks like today?
Yeah.
Oh, JT does not look like any of this. JT is preserved.
Okay, the rest
How dare you?
and the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, I can see AJ in there.
Right.
Just a bunch of grizzled old ghostly cloud freaks.
Right.
Yeah, they got a bunch of taffy in their mouths.
Yeah, I was going to say what makes it worse is the little lines like going from the top to the bottom of their mouths.
Yeah. It's like they're chewing a bunch of gum or something.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of that book I read, The Ship of Theseus, because like in there they had a bunch of people that were on a ship, and while they were on the ship, they had to sew their mouths shut.
Ew.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Why, to make eating difficult?
No,
Yeah, it's a cleanse.
because for some reason, like I think it was like they had some belief that if they made sounds while they were on the ship, that it would curse them or something.
Still makes sounds.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm looking at this volcano, I think that's cheese. Nacho cheese.
So is this a volcano on the moon?
No. Paul.
Spilled
The moon
meat
is made of
factory.
blue cheese and like white kinds. This is nacho cheese.
It kind of looks like near where I live, actually.
Yeah, now, what, Mordor, Mount Doom?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mordor.
Mordor. Isildur! That's my favorite part. Alright, anyway.
Blood Island.
Yeah, Blood Island. You ready to get warned blood style?
Yeah.
Alright, beware and warning, guys. This book is different from other books. You and you alone are in charge of what happens in this story. There are dangerous choices, adventures, and consequences. You must use all of your wits to stay out of trouble. The wrong decision could end in disaster, even death. But don't despair. At any time, you can go back and make another choice, alter the path of your story, and change its result. You are about to embark on your dream assignment. You will join several young, hot, lithe biologists and researchers, plain old regular researchers, aboard the Albatross 3 in search of a rumored species never before documented by humans. The crested Adzabil.
Nice.
Guess that's a bird.
He's crested.
Probably.
Ooh, he crested us, boy.
Plus, you know it's good luck if you get to be on a ship called the... crap, I forgot the name of it.
Albatross?
Yeah, the Albatross.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, it's a great sign.
If you can bring back proof of this prehistoric bird's current existence, you'll be famous! But you will need enormous courage to scour the Adzabil's supposed home. Nicknamed Blood Island, this remote Pacific outpost is plagued by eerie rumors. Visitors to the island rarely speak of it if they do return. Ooh. It's like Vegas, huh?
But it's fine because it's only plagued by rumors.
Yeah, it's just rumors floating around.
Not
it's
actual
fine.
things.
Yeah, it's not like it's those penis fish. You know what I'm talking about? Once they go up there.
So what's the name of the thing we're looking for? The crested...
Adzabil, Paul. No doy.
We go spell it?
Adzabil. Adzebill.
Okay.
No dur. Anyway, it's plagued by rumors. Nobody talks about it. First, you must survive a violent... Well, they're just going to tell us what's going to happen? First, you must survive a violent storm and difficult sea voyage. And from there, it will only get tougher. Good luck.
Ugh.
Rude. All right.
So wait, who's this one by?
Oh, it's by our old friend, Liz Windover.
Oh, Liz.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. There's 15 endings. I don't know. That's all the information that's on the cover now. You guys read it all. All right. You grip the cool white railing at the stern of Albatross 3, the ship where you'll be living for the next 3 weeks. They named it 3 because that's how many weeks you can stay on it.
Right. It's a temporary ship.
Mm-hmm. It's like dissolving. The gleaming boat pulls away from the dock with a honk of her horn, and you take a deep breath to settle your nerves. You're leading a team of research scientists on a trip to investigate a species of giant flightless bird, the crested adzabil, which was once presumed extinct. It will take 5 days to sail from San Francisco to a remote island in the Pacific Ocean where the adzabil was recently sighted. You're nearly finished with your degree in zoology, and if you can find the bird, the discovery could make your career. There are 11 other young scientists with you from the university, plus 10 crew members. Young. Why did he need to say that? Or she?
Does it say young?
Yes. Young. Okay. Supple. It's like a... Well, never mind. Anyway,
okay,
next
so
page.
it's a sex boat.
It's a sex boat.
Gotcha.
3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
I mean...
They don't need you to help with the rigging or anything.
Are you really looking for a bird, or you're just trying to get together a bunch of young, supple people?
Mom, bird. Flightless, talking about ladies.
Oh.
That bird.
So at the crest. Gotcha.
Ew. I don't like that. You ruined it. All right. As the ship makes a wide turn and glides smoothly beneath the Golden Gate Bridge, you see your friend Andrea. Friend, right? Mm-hmm. For now. You see your friend Andrea come up from below deck. Andrea, hey! You wave. I wondered where you were hiding. Had to scope out the ship first, she says. Andrea is another student in your department studying extinct species of the Pacific Islands. That's so specific. Were you able to find out why our destination is called Blood Island? You ask. Not yet, Andrea says. All I know is we'll be there in 5 days. What?
Good job, Andrea.
What?
Well, you just went under the Golden Gate Bridge, and you're going to be there in 5 days? They said 3 weeks.
No, they said 5 days. You had 3 weeks, but it would take 5 days to get there.
Why? What's wrong with me? I'm reading it and I can't comprehend. Anyway. Okay, we'll be there in 5 days. I'm so excited. Can you believe it? We'll be the ones to prove that the adzabil isn't extinct after all. I know, you say, grinning. It would be great. But I still don't understand how the adzabil, a prehistoric species, could be living on an island that formed from a volcano so recently. Well, Andrea says, that's not what geologists say. I'm not so sure. I think it's just an excuse for why no one's discovered the island before now. I guess we'll find out in 5 days, huh? You say, stretching. Wait, why did I say that? You say, turning to look across the ocean, stretching endlessly in front of you. That's why. All right.
So, what's our evidence that this thing exists?
Someone had a dream.
Yeah.
A sex dream. But it started off with the bird being on this volcanic island.
Yeah.
And they took note of the bird and then enjoyed the rest of the dream's...
proclivities?
I was going to say amenities. 4 days later, after dinner, you're sitting in the dining room with Andrea reading about Moanalo, giant extinct ducks, in your brand new copy of a photographic, I was about to say photogenic, a photographic field guide to Hawaii's most exotic birds.
So wait, is it the captain's table?
I don't know. Why would you ask me that?
Oh, gee, I don't know. You guys never ask me things that aren't in the story.
I have never asked you an annoying question.
So, are you as as concerned about it being the captain's table as we are about what outfits we might be wearing?
I mean, it's an honor to be at the captain's table.
Look, I don't have any evidence that it's the captain's table, but I don't have any evidence that it isn't.
Okay.
Do you call your kitchen table the captain's table just to feel special?
Yeah. He's like, bring some ketchup from the galley! He has to have ketchup on everything. He loves.
I do.
He loves
Right.
ketchup.
Yeah, that's me.
The atmosphere in the cabin is rowdy and warm. You're supposed to reach land tomorrow, and people are getting excited. Can you believe Glenn beat me at chess again today? Andrea laments, glaring at Glenn across the room. I used to think I was pretty good. You look up from your book just in time to see Glenn put Natasha into checkmate, eliciting a round of whoops and cheers.
Yeah, no one gets that.
No!
Like, I've played a lot of chess games and no one gets that excited.
Oh my god, he won! Bitch, you're in checkmate! Then out of the kitchen comes Mac, one of the ship's cooks. The two of you have become friends over the past few days. He's a little older than you and grew up in Hawaii. What's up, Mac? You ask.
Do they call him that because of mac and cheese?
Yeah.
It's with a K.
Kitchen stuff.
Oh, that's the only food he makes.
Yeah, he's famous mac and cheese. You wanted to... Wait, okay. What's up, Mac? You ask. You want to know more about Blood Island? Mac asks. That's how Hawaiians talk, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Cooper, the other kitchen guy, has followed Mac over to your table. Wait, I have to do another voice.
Okay. I was just going to say, I like how much we obviously don't give a shit about Cooper.
Yeah, the other kitchen
Yeah, the other guy.
The scullion.
Who knows where he's from.
He doesn't have a famous mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Ask Ernie, Cooper says. He knows.
Is Cooper the old guy from the Pixar short who plays chess in the park?
I don't know. That guy didn't make any sounds, did he?
No, but that's how I'd imagine he would sound.
This is just so confusing because they keep introducing me to people and then they're like, hey, I'm like a new person's like, go talk to this new person.
Well, what? So far we've got Andrea, Glenn, Natasha, Mac, and Cooper.
Who's Natasha? Yeah.
The one that Glenn was
and Ernie
playing.
now.
Oh, and Ernie. Okay.
This is page 4, okay?
Yeah.
Get it together.
Page 4, 4 characters per page. Page 5 will have 5 new characters.
Anyway, we gotta go ask Ernie because he knows. Ernie is one of the deckhands. He's so weather-beaten. He looks about 90 years old. He looks like an old sack of potatoes.
Nice.
He's sitting at the next table. At Cooper's words, he turns his kindly face toward you. What's his voice gonna be? There's too many voices.
Just give him like a relaxed Southern accent.
I always do that. Like the girly one.
You haven't done it yet.
Blood Island is cursed, he says quietly and turns back to his dinner. Are you serious?
Worth it.
It was just, it's cursed, that's it? Yeah, but what do you mean, cursed? Mac asks. Curses ain't real. Oh, this one is, Ernie says matter-of-factly. A lot of people died there a long, long time ago. People who settled the island, and the sailors too. No one really knows how, because no one has ever lived to tell the tale. Ernie takes another bite of beef stew. But I've seen things. It's not called Blood Island for nothing. What? What? Oh, wait. I'm getting all these voices confused. I'm so sorry. What did you see? Asks Glenn, who has moved closer to hear the conversation. You know, he announces, I heard the last research team, the ones that reported seeing the Adzabil, they're all in a psychiatric ward now. So we're going to an island because crazy people told us that there were extinct birds there.
Also, why is Ernie going back? I mean...
Well, wait, is Ernie going back? I thought he was just saying that a different
he just heard
planet.
about it.
He says I've seen things.
Tail.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess do we want to make a guess as to why it's called Blood Island?
Yeah.
There's blood that comes out of the volcano from the ghosts.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Okay.
It's just so bloody. What do you think?
It's just really rich in iron. It smells like, the whole island smells like blood.
Oh, that's my kind of smell, huh?
Right? Sure.
I like blood. All right. Ernie doesn't look up from his bowl. He shrugs his shoulders and nods his head, but he doesn't say anything further. Well, believe what you want, Cooper interjects. I know you all have work to do out there, but I'm not setting foot off this boat. You and Andrea and Mac exchange glances. As a scientist, you form your opinions based on facts, not rumors, and you certainly do not believe in curses. Still, Ernie's story leaves you feeling uneasy. That night, sleep comes slowly. You finally drift off with the rocking of the boat. The next thing you know, you hear a thunderous bang! It's in all caps. You were thrown from your bed. What was that? You run up on deck. The wind is whipping. The waves are roaring. Somehow. Through the ship's bright lights, you see rain coming down in thick sheets. Get back inside! Someone shouts. It's Andrea and Mac. They're behind you, holding onto the doorframe and squinting against the blowing rain. The ship begins listing to one side. You must be taking off on water. Then you look overboard into the waves and see an enormous whirlpool right next to the ship. It's a few 100 feet across and spinning with violent force. The center goes...
Sorry.
I think, yeah, it's either Ursula or Charybdis, right?
So whose voice is Ursula here to steal?
Max.
Yeah.
The most beautiful singer. Okay. The center goes so deep that you can't see the bottom. Except you see Ursula down there. Right. Or Ariel on that little rock in the middle of the maelstrom.
Yeah, or the priest with his erection.
Oh, yeah, you see that. You can't... you close your eyes and see that. Mm-hmm. A huge wave slams the deck, soaking all three of you to your skin. You've got both arms wrapped around the railing, but you still almost lose your grip. You look into the whirlpool. The spinning, swirling, roiling green-black water is hypnotic. You realize with a lurch of your stomach that Albatross 3 is getting closer to the vortex. You might be past the point of no return. Why haven't there been any choices so far? Oh my god.
Do you want to go into the whirlpool?
Do you want to just jump in and say whatevs? Or bet you there's some birds in there.
Albatross 1 and 2, probably.
Yeah. The ship keeps tilting, keeps picking up speed until you're nearly sideways against the vortex inner wall. Your body is pressed against the deck from the centrifugal, is that right?
I think either's fine. So
force.
Centrifugal.
The wind shrieks, sorry. The wind shrieks like a chorus of people screaming for help. Or is that actually a chorus of people screaming for help? You can't think straight. The pressure of the spin becomes too great. Your eyes roll back in your head. The world dissolves into a gray vacuum, then into a silent black hole. Man.
Yes.
You awake with a mighty cough, spewing out seawater. You blink your eyes open and see a sky smudgy with dark gray clouds. Your head is pounding in pain, and your arms are weak. You manage to sit up. You're on a long, wide beach bordered by jungle. A lumpy, lush mountain, shrouded in spectral mist, towers beyond the tree line.
Lumpy like potatoes,
That's how mountains are.
Yeah.
They look soft and like potatoes. Its top is obscured by clouds. The whole scene is dark. Even the sand beneath your feet is dark gray, almost black. You wonder if it's volcanic. You look at your watch, a cheap digital one you bought just for the trip. You're surprised to see that the seconds still ticking by dutifully. But the time says 1:37 a.m. This is impossible given the fact that there's light in the sky right now. You wipe your forehead and see blood smeared on your hand. At a loud clattering sound, you whirl around to see the remnants of Albatross 3 strewn across the sand, and Andrea emerging from the wreckage!
Oh, man.
Andrea's fine, so you can still have your orgy.
Okay.
So is it really an orgy with just two people?
Yes!
Yeah. Wow, Paul.
Come on. It's 2017.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Just clarifying, okay? Andrea, are you okay? What happened? Andrea stumbles over some debris towards you. Yes, I'm fine. Her shirt sleeve is badly torn and her lip is cut. What happened, you ask?
The worst of injuries.
Yeah, her shirt sleeve! It's Prada! What happened, you ask again. I think I passed out. Really? Me too, she said. Last thing I remember is being sucked into that hole in the ocean. She gestures helplessly behind her at the ruined ship. It's lying on its side. The hull is cracked in two. Random shafts of splintered wood and metal lay here and there. Where's everybody else? You ask, afraid of the answer. Andrea grimaces and shakes her head, but doesn't meet your eyes. I don't know. So you don't know where they're dead. You both begin to walk the perimeter of the wreck, and as you come around the other side, you hear a loud groan and see the bulky shape of Mac struggling out from underneath a piece of metal sheeting. He looks disoriented. His eyes focus in and out on your face before he sighs deeply and stumbles over to grab both of you in a big hug of relief. Yay!
So I'm just imagining he's the Huey of the group.
Huey?
From Lost.
Hugo,
yes.
Hey, look! Andrea says, looking over Mac's shoulder when he lets go. She lifts a piece of the wreckage, revealing a bright red canvas bag. Mac drags it to the beach and opens it up. It's an emergency kit containing 30 or 40 energy bars, some flare guns, a couple of two-way radios, a compass, matches, and a flashlight. You realize you're starving, so you all grab a few energy bars and sit down to eat them on the sand. A few?
Yeah.
Ration it, dude.
No, you gotta store it up now.
Yeah, you gotta fatten up so that the other people will have something good to eat.
Right.
What should we do, you say? It's getting dark. It must be evening. Your energy bar tastes weirdly like flavored cardboard. We should find water, Andrea says, absent-mindedly pouring a handful of sand onto her feet. Gotta find someplace to sleep, Mac asks. He's looking out at the ocean as if he'll find the answers there. What a weird thing to say.
We know where he can sleep. With the fishes. You keep getting a weird feeling, like someone is watching you. Your scalp prickles, and your body has this jumpy feeling of anticipation. You look over your shoulder again at the dark jungle, but you don't see anyone or anything. Just a thick wall of leaves and vines. The island is supposed to be uninhabited, but still. Andrea finishes her energy bar and stands up. I really think water should be priority number 1, she says. We're all dehydrated, I'm sure of it. I'm definitely not I don't even remember the accent I was doing. I'm definitely not going in those trees right now. It's not if it's getting dark, Mac announces, shaking his head. Andrea sighs and looks at you. What do you think we should do? So do you want to build shelter or find water? I would say find water.
Yes, I agree. This time.
Okay.
Man, I no longer feel bad about the times that I've written a story and I'm like, oh, it's taking me forever to get to the first choice.
I mean, that was 11 pages. Come on. My throat's already all messed up. I'm like hacking and stuff. Sorry, Mac, I'm with Andrea on this one, you say. I'm talking to him like so bratty. Like, I'm with Andrea. And I don't think anyone should go in there alone. Okay, he says with some dismay. I remember, it's a Donkey Kong thing I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I'll stay here and figure something out. He looks at the wrecked ship. Good luck, he adds. You and Andrea each grab a bucket from the pile of wreckage and head toward the jungle. The sun is almost at the horizon. Andrea steps into the shade through a slight break in the vines, and you follow right behind her. You have to whack your way through about 20 yards of dense jungle, but once you are under the bigger trees, things open up. It's cool and spacious under the canopy. The tree trunks are huge, and the vines are as thick as your arm. Moss covers almost every surface. You smell the moisture in the air. That's weird. And hear a steady chorus of animal sounds. Bird whistling, insects ticking, and monkey hooting rhythmically in the distance. I can hear water! You say, as soon as you pick out the familiar trickling gurgle from other sounds. You're right, Andrea says, slowing down and cocking her head. Where is it? You've been following a faint path. It's narrow, but there's a visible trail on the spongy forest floor where someone or something has walked many times before. Who do you think uses this path? You ask in a low voice. Oh, anything. Maybe monkeys, Andrea says, sounding distracted, as if it didn't matter. As if it's a throwaway question. You think it matters very much. You look behind you, thinking you hear a stick snapping, and when you turn your back, you see you've reached a fork. Andrea says, squinting into the trees. What do you think, right or left? Maybe we should split up and double our chances of success. Or failure, you say. The right path seems to head straight into... Oh, the right path. Not like the correct one. Seems to head straight into an especially dense thicket of trees, and the left curves away up a slight hill. You don't see any obvious advantage to either option. So do you want to split up, take the right path together, or take the left path together?
Well,
I feel like if we take the right path together, we can both brush our bodies sensually against all those trees. Might be a good bonding experience.
Yeah, I mean, you're here for an orgy, so...
and we can sing the bare necessities.
Yeah, you can rub your back on it.
Yeah.
And, like, float down the river with ants all over your eyes.
Yeah, eating them. off each other's eyes.
Yeah. That's sensual. Okay. Water is going to run downhill, you say, so going right really is our best bet. Okay, good point, Andrea agrees. All right. And you set off down the right-hand path. You part a stand of giant ferns and sweet vines away from your feet. The sound of trickling water remains steady. As you continue, the path becomes clearer and wider. Suddenly, you both stop short, staring at the imposing structure in front of you. It's very tall and very wide, built of large blocks of gray-brown stone. It's pointed like a pyramid, but the intricacy of the carvings in the stone and the wide entrance reminds you more of a shrine or a temple. You can hear water trickling, but you don't see it anywhere. You and Andrea approach the entrance. The stone is blotched with moss and lichen and strangled in thick vines, but beneath the growth you see exquisite carvings of animal shapes and faces. You enter the thick stone doorway into the cavernous room. The ceiling is open to the sky, letting in a little bit of light. The stone floor has symbols and lines cut into it, making geometric patterns that look intentional and mathematic. The room surrounds a shallow pool no more than a foot or two deep, fed by a channel of water. Andrea gasps, looking up at the walls around you. Her eyes have adjusted to the low light, and you realize what she sees. The walls, which go up about 3 stories, are piled with human bones. You're in a tomb.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
It's a sexy place for us. Or for us to kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That water's probably good.
Yeah, it's like going to a scary movie on your first date.
Right.
That's good for kissing. I've heard of these places in tombs, says Andrea very quietly. Ossuaries, charnel houses. She's having a stroke. What is this? Mostly in Europe or on small islands where they don't have a lot of land available to bury people. Every few years, they dig up the bones and store them somewhere to make room for the new bodies in the cemeteries. Ew. There's a shelf about halfway up the wall where skulls are lined up neatly, all facing you. You feel like all of the dark, empty eye sockets are watching you. Maybe we should go. This doesn't feel right, you say. I agree, but let's grab some water quickly. Andrea picks up her bucket and walks toward the pool in the center.
Wait, how long has she had this bucket?
I don't know. She has whatever she needs. It's for blood.
You brought them with you from the boat area.
I don't remember any buckets, but I haven't been paying attention. Andrea picks up her bucket and walks toward the pool in the center. Think it's clean? She asks, kneeling in front of it. You join her. Join? Right? Join with?
Yeah, join.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We fuck her.
The water is crystal clear. Almost too clear.
What?
Yeah. It has an odd silvery shine.
It's Mercury.
It's Mercury!
It's fine to play with.
Yeah, let's play with it! Maybe it's from the stone at the bottom of the pool? As you stare at the water, you see shapes rippling in and out. People's faces, hands, open mouths, and wide eyes.
Ew.
You can also feel their emotions. Desperation, pain, and fear. I think those are just yours.
So I want us just to say, yeah, it's safe.
Crystal clear, baby! Hang on, you say. Are you sure it's safe? Well, I agree this place is unpleasant, but yeah, I think it's fine, she says. It's just water, right? What?
She's a realist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's faces and shit, but I'm thirsty. Maybe you're overreacting. You are very dehydrated. You look back into the pool. The water is clear and empty. Maybe you imagined it after all. You could let Andrea drink it first just to be safe.
Yeah.
So if you cast aside your doubt and relieve your thirst, turn to page 68. Or you can let Andrea drink it first.
Andrea.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you first, you say. Andrea looks at you in surprise, then looks back at the pool. She takes a deep breath and reaches toward the water with cupped hands, when a deafening clatter causes you both to jump. A skull and a bone have just toppled off their places in the wall and rolled to a rattling halt on the stone floor right next to you. The skull is lying on its side. Its wide mouth and huge eye sockets gape at you in a silent, mirthless laugh. You are very creative. Like, your imagination is out of this world. Whoa, Andrea whispers as she sits back on her heels, gazing at the skull. What are the chances of that happening? These bones haven't moved in hundreds of years. You realize you're in a cold sweat and you stand up to leave, but Andrea is fixated on the water.
How would she know it's been hundreds of years?
She knows everything. She has a bucket. She has a whistle. I don't know.
Yeah.
She has a whistle?
No. Andrea, hey! She's leaning further and further down toward the water. You grab her by the elbow and yank her to her feet. Andrea, what are you doing? She looks at you and blinks rapidly, shaking her head. Sorry, she says, looking confused and embarrassed. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. She glances back at the sideways skull and her eyes linger on it. Almost before you realize what you're doing, you grab Andrea's hand tightly and kick the skull right into the pool. As soon as it touches the water, a wind-torn, shrieking sound fills the room. The skull, now at the bottom of the shallow pool, turns black and then explodes into a ball of smoking fire, evaporating the water with a burst of hissing steam. You both shout in surprise and run out of the building as fast as you can. Without stopping, you both run all the way back to the fork in the path. The air is lighter. The birds are singing once again. The evil feeling from the ossuary is gone. On second thought, I guess that water wasn't good to drink, Andrea says. What now? Yeah, you think?
I'm kind of impressed, though, because I was expecting it to be like, yeah, I guess the water was bad. Anyway, you don't find anything on the island. The end.
Bye. Yeah. Have a nice trip on the broken boat, idiot. You point up the hill to the left. Let's head up there together. We'll have a better view of things, including any water sources, you say. All right, Andrea says, lead the way. You climb and climb, following the trail, but you never reach a spot with a view. The trickling water sound fades in and out, and you wonder at times if you're imagining it. Eventually, the trees open up, and you reach a clearing at the base of the mountain. It is steeper and more magnificent up close. Your eye is drawn to the dark, yawning mouth of a large cave.
We only have one?
Huh?
Where did we lose the other eye?
That's rude to ask.
Of ourselves?
Yes.
That's rude. You forget about that stuff.
If you don't remember, I'm not about to tell you. You and Andrea approach it in silence. When you stand in the entrance, you guess the ceiling must be 40 or 50 feet above you, like the vaulted ceilings of a Gothic cathedral. It's not very high.
40 or 50 feet?
I feel like a cathedral is, like, way taller than that.
Well, it's not like the Notre Dame.
It says Gothic cathedral. It doesn't say a little chapel.
There are other Gothic cathedrals.
And it continues deep into the earth for hundreds of yards before disappearing into the darkness. The walls are made of a rough ivory stone streaked with rust-red horizontal lines. Wow, look at this, Andrea says in a low voice. Wait, wow, look at this, Andrea says in a low voice. Is that low?
A little lower.
Andrea, wait, wow, look at this. Andrea says in a low voice.
That's it.
That's the ticket. She examines the wall of the cave. You realize the rust-red markings covering the cave walls are actually paintings. You see images of the mountain and of animals, birds, fish, some sort of four-legged creature. There are clear representations of water and even of human beings, of houses, of plants, trees, and ships. Men with helmets and swords? It's really hard to make out in the darkness, and they continue on deep into the cave where no light shines. This is incredible, Andrea says. We have to come back here tomorrow when there's more light. Shh, you say suddenly. I hear water. He's peeing. Listen to this. The sound of rushing water is coming from deep inside the cave. You walk a little farther in and find a stream of fresh water cutting a path through the stone floor of the cave. An underground spring! You fill your buckets. We'll come back tomorrow with Mac, Andrea says. When you return to the beach, you see that Mac has constructed a little lean-to from wreckage. He's also built a small fire and is sitting in front of it eating yet another energy bar. We have to say yet another, jeez. I was starting to worry about you two, he exclaims in relief, standing up. Andrea hoists her bucket. We come bearing water, she says triumphantly. And you just have to come back with us tomorrow and see what else we found. And you just have to come back. That's a weird thing to say. And you just have to come back with us tomorrow to see what else we found. Thank you. Where you ease down in front of the fire and try to relax. It's like you're Agra trying to sit.
Agra?
From the dark crystal, which you fell asleep during.
Yeah, how could you fall asleep?
I mean, how could I?
It's so fast moving.
Yeah, it's so hard to watch. How did we watch that so many times as kids? It moves so slowly.
I don't know.
Anyway, Agra is a horrible little toad woman who's like a witch, and she's like, her joints are fucked, so she's like, like when she sits, it's so awful.
Because the sitting motion that you're making just makes me think of a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, she's like squatting.
Okay.
It's the best she can do. Anyway, you ease down Agra style in front of the fire and try to relax as Andrea tells Mac all about the cave paintings. Why would she do that? Yeah, you have to come see. Like, no, he doesn't anymore.
Plus, why wouldn't she bring up, like, we kicked a skull into a little thing and, like, it blew up in smoke?
Yeah. We found paintings! You are no longer hungry or thirsty, and you're suddenly exhausted. You think about home and feel a twinge of sadness. You wonder if anyone knows about your shipwreck or cares. That's not it.
Okay.
Surely a rescue crew must be looking for you already. The island is big enough to be seen from the air, and you can't be that far from Hawaii.
Maybe we'll get rescued by the Albatross 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just built it up out of styrofoam real quick. At least you have the protection of the lean-to tonight while you sleep.
It's lean-to, right? Okay. For a second I thought you said lean tube.
Yeah, lean
You set up a lean tube for us to have as a shelter.
It's lean because it's like you have to all snuggle together.
Yeah.
Wow, Max says, staring up at the cave walls the next morning. These are amazing. Oh, my throat hurts so bad. Andrea's pacing back and forth, hands on her hips, squinting up at the higher paintings. Boy, I wish I had my glasses, she says breathlessly. Oh, I wish I had my glasses. How do you say it breathlessly?
Well, just like you're exhausted.
Alright, anyway, she says breathlessly, just incredible. It's early morning, and there's enough light to see more paintings than you could the night before. My gosh, says Mac. Look! He points to a painting of a beach lined with tall snakes. There's tall stakes. Just like a bunch of snakes who are tall somehow. Stuck on each stake is a human head with a red blood pooled underneath. The image makes you uneasy. I hope whoever made that painting was drawing from their imagination, you say quietly. I hope he was just a weirdo. You stare for a moment at the small scene depicting two figures, a person and another large creature. A dinosaur? Can't be. A bird? A really big bird? Wait, this looks like the crested Adzabil.
We found Sesame Street.
Oh, big bird.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the human heads on spikes.
Okay, but in this picture, there's a picture of the painting. And it's like a really big bird. And then there's a person who's like only comes up to like the top of his legs. And it's like leaning back and like looking up at it. And it looks like there's a little tiny heart next to his head. Like, he's so cute. You notice its wide, triangular beak, thick legs, and the horn-like cask atop its head. Is that what that's called?
It's got a cask.
You got a cask up there.
Yeah.
Like an
He's like those St. Bernards.
Yeah. Like an Australian cassowary. You know.
Yeah.
Andrea wanders over to look with you. Oh my, she says. She sees how big that cask is. Mm-hmm. Could this be the Adzabil, you say? I have a good feeling about this, she says with a smile. So you guys, Mike pipes up from behind you. This is really cool and all, but we still need to focus on getting off this island. He's looking at you helplessly. What if we're stuck here forever? He says in a quiet way. What if we're stuck here forever? He says in a quieter voice.
In
it looks like
munches
he's really worried.
Of an energy bar.
Yeah, whatever. Mac, you say, we're gonna be fine. Wait. Before I read that, Andrea sighs, but doesn't say anything. And then you say, Mac, we're gonna be fine. We have each other, and we have supplies from the ship. You try to smile, but he reminds you that Adzabil aside, you are still shipwrecked. I have an idea, you continue. Why don't we try to climb this mountain? Then we'll be tired and fucked at the top of a mountain.
At least it'll be a high place for us to throw ourselves off of.
Yeah. We'll be able to see the whole island. There must be something useful to us that we couldn't see from the beach.
Like a boat.
Like a city. You're just like on the other side of an island that's...
Or like the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah. It takes the three of you about an hour to climb a steep few hundred feet of the mountainside.
That seems really quick.
Yeah. Well, it says a steep few hundred feet. So maybe it's like they just stopped after an hour. And they're like, this is steep, huh? And then keep going.
Still pretty steep.
The sun is still obscured by thick, dark clouds, but the temperature and humidity keep rising as the hours pass. You are drenched in sweat, and you're followed by a cloud of tiny, obnoxious flies. They're like, let's go too! The terrain is becoming more shrubby and rocky the higher you go. You skid on some loose gravel and skin your knee, like a child does. Your legs are getting tired. You feel an odd vertigo, like your body is too heavy while your head feels light and tippy. Woo! Andrea pauses and exhales. Welcome to the tropics! What an asshole! Mac grunts and wipes some flies off the back of his neck. What the fuck?
But he brought those with him.
These are my neck flies.
Yeah.
It's getting sexy in here.
Yeah. You reach a clearing in the trees where you can see the mountain rolling away beneath you, and the tops of trees like little rounded broccoli crowns. We used to do that. Remember we talked about, we always call it the tree part? Mm-hmm. I don't know why we would only want to eat the tree part, because normally kids want to eat the stalk.
That's what the dinosaurs want to eat.
Yeah, that's what it is, because they would always eat the tree.
I was one that only wanted to eat the stalk.
That's why I said it, because I remember that. Because you're weird.
Sounds like you're the weird one.
No, we wanted to eat the tree part.
We wanted to eat the leaves.
Like the dinosaurs.
Like we're dinosaurs. So.
Like Littlefoot.
Yeah.
Did Littlefoot eat off of trees? I don't remember.
He ate tree stars.
I just don't remember him ever growing up.
Paul, you haven't watched all of them like me.
There's like, what, a million
There's
of them.
300 of them.
Yeah.
You still don't have a vantage point at the other side of the island. You all agree to keep going up the mountain a little farther. As you take that next step, you experience the vertigo again. It's like there's a magnetic field making the air thick and heavy and hard to move through. The ground trembles slightly but distinctly, and you hear a very deep, very faint rumble, like faraway thunder. Then it stops, and your vertigo is gone. Whoa, did you guys feel that? Feel what? Andrea says, turning around in concern. Yeah, Max says, looking around, and then asks, is this a volcano? Did you make me climb a volcano? What did you feel? Andrea asks, looking around. Just then, you hear a crashing sound in the brush up ahead. You're all silent for a moment before Max says, great, something else is about to kill me. Oh, Mac, don't be so dramatic, Andrea says, and starts uphill ahead of you. Take a look at this, Andrea pokes at something on the ground with a stick. You catch up...
She's quite the biologist.
Yeah, look at that! You catch up with her on the trail. She's examining a pile of brown, shiny pellets, each the size of a chicken egg. You lean close, then back away a little bit when you realize what you're looking at. Oh, wow, is that bird excrement, she says. And it's very large, which means it belongs to a very large bird. Larger than I expected. She's like, what if it's not? What if it's just like a dude that lives there and you guys are like, hey?
Or Mac's like, oh, sorry.
Don't look at it! She sounds excited, but a little nervous. You can see here, these are seeds. It's been eating some sort of fruit.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
I get nervous around poop too.
Oh, yeah. Look, you can see here. Mac is hanging back and looking impatient and anxious. You guys, I think we should head back. What if someone sent a rescue team to get us? But we're not on the beach when they arrive. Andrea sighs. I'd really like to keep going. I came here for this bird, and if it exists, I want proof. She's like, I'm not here to make friends.
We're going to remove its head and take it back, right?
Oh my god, the bird?
Yeah.
Why?
Proof.
That's proof.
Hello.
Oh my god, just take a feather.
Yeah.
Take a
feather.
picture.
With what? With her
Draw
bucket?
it. Everybody believes crazy people and paintings, so...
What?
Because you were looking at the paintings and you were like, oh, this must be the Outaville, whenever it's obviously like a really old cave painting.
Right, but if that was enough proof, we could have just taken that back.
You can't take a painting on a rock.
Take a
You
picture
can take
of
it.
They don't have any
You
picture
gotta
takers.
Draw it on your body.
Then it sounds like we're going to be taking some heads.
All right. She sounds like she means it and looks at you with her eyebrows raised. Don't you? I forgot the question. She wants proof. Right. Don't you? You think you feel the ground rumble again, but before you can say anything, you hear another crashing sound in the trees farther uphill. Would you like to go with Andrea to look for the bird, or do you think it's best to stick with your goal of finding help and getting rescued?
Bird.
Yeah, I still want to go with the bird. Like, we've been there less than a day. Like, there's no way that they've already sent a rescue, because they wouldn't even know that we're gone by now.
Yeah. I mean, your party cruise is supposed to last for 3 weeks, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember ever hearing that we're supposed to, like, radio in every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bird.
Bird. Okay, Andrea, but let's be quick about it, you say. I want to find the Adzabel as much as you do, but it's not worth getting lost. Mac sighs in resignation, but follows along. You continue hearing sticks snapping and seeing rustling up ahead. You check behind you to make sure you're not getting too far off the path. When you turn back around, you almost walk right into Andrea because she's stopped at the foot of a giant boulder. On top of the boulder is the largest bird's nest you've ever seen. What surprises you more than its massive size are the baby birds in the nest, each about the size of a full-grown chicken. Under different circumstances, you would find their appearance almost funny. They're mostly featherless, with bright pink wrinkly skin, giant pop eyes, and hooked beaks. That doesn't sound funny at all.
Popeyes?
What?
That's what it says.
Aw.
Their eyes are popping out?
They sound delicious, all squishy.
Oh, yeah.
Gummy bears.
You don't even have to take their feathers off.
Yeah, and their bones are probably still elastic and chewy.
Yeah. So soft. You can get that sweet baby marrow.
Yeah. And then we can use their beaks to craft, like, weapons and armor.
Or a hat.
Yeah, or a jaunty hat.
Or a hat, or a shovel.
Or just put it over your nose.
Right.
Show all the other birds you do business.
Yeah. Blend
They're
it.
Yeah, we'll take their place. So whenever the mama bird returns, she will treat us as her own children, then come back with us willingly.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep.
I'll follow my baby birds off to this random place. Their tiny pointy wings have a few wispy white feathers poking out. Ew. They flap around helplessly in excitement while making a sort of hiccuping, cheeping sound. You figure you've probably scared the chicks, but you hear another rustling sound behind you, and you turn to see a bird twice as tall as Mac emerging from the shrubbery.
Aw.
You know immediately that this is an unknown species. It could even be some unnatural mutation, you think, or something prehistoric left undisturbed on the island for millions of years. It looks just like you expected the crested Adzabo to look, except 10 times bigger. The bird glares down at you. You are intruders in its home. The blue-green feathers down her back are iridescent, while the rest of her is a mottled, warm russet brown. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. Her feet are the size of truck tires lying flat, each one with claws the size of your forearm. Her bright yellow eyes flicker with intelligence as she evaluates the three of you, and the crest on her head, bright red and the size of a serving platter, is everything you'd hoped for and more.
Oh, man.
Oh, the crest!
So we're into birds.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
very into birds.
We can only get erect around birds.
Like Harry Potter. Wait, was that Harry Potter? The guy in that play about
That
horses?
was Dana Radcliffe. Yeah.
I don't know his real name. Harry. Her bill is very wide and thick, and probably strong enough to rip your arm off. Oh, holy! Mac trails off. He's as pale as a ghost. Andrea's expression mirrors yours, eyes bright with wonder. Oh, what should we do? Oh, you think they heard that?
Yeah.
You whisper, looking the Adzabel in the eye. You guess she's trying to figure out if you're a threat or food, or both.
Spread your legs and arms and lay down and let her do whatever she wants.
Yep. And the face down.
Both meaning that we're threatening food.
Yeah. Don't move, Andrea says firmly. Don't run. If you run, she'll think you're prey, and then she'll catch up and kill you. Mac doesn't look convinced. Don't move, Andrea repeats. Do you want to run, or do you want to stand there?
I'm going to go with the Jurassic Park rules. There's sites based on movement. So
It's looking right at you.
don't move.
All right.
What do you think? Don't move?
Yeah.
Okie
If
dokie.
we move, it'll be the end of us. Actually, can we shove Mac?
Yeah. I think Andrea's right, Mac. Don't move, you say. You look at the Adzabel and think, don't be afraid. I'm not your enemy. I love you. You're so beautiful. Your crest is more than I've ever hoped for. You reach into your pocket for an energy bar. The great, beautiful bird cocks her head suddenly at the movement of your arm. What are you doing? Mac whispers urgently.
That's his whisper.
Yeah. You just said not to move. It's like Batman.
He wants an energy bar. He's afraid he's going to die for it.
What are you thinking? Just
I'll kill
me,
you.
say.
It's like, I'll kill you.
That's for me. If she wants to eat us, she'll eat us whether we run or not. You unwrap the energy bar very slowly, tantalizingly, and hold it out at arm's length. The Adzabel cocks her head the other way, eyeing your hand very carefully. She runs at you at full speed. Energy bar! You squeeze your eyes shut, but she stops short just a foot in front of you. Why did she run so hard to get 3 feet? She's leaning down, looking into your eyes. Your breath is coming in shaky waves. Please let this work, you think. Then the Adzabel slowly, tenderly, carefully plucks the energy bar out of your open palm and swallows it whole.
Nice.
It actually does say tenderly, that's funny. She stands up tall again, takes a few enormous steps around you, and settles in her nest next to her cheeping chicks. Mac drops to the ground, dead. It's so funny if you guys she ate it and then she's like, all right, it's so sweet, let me go feed my kids.
Yeah, just immediately pukes it back for her kids.
Andrea bends down to help Mac up and gives you a grin. Nice job, she says. I admit, I was nervous for a second. You know, when it charged us like an angry bull. You grin back. Me too. This is amazing, isn't it? The Adzabel hasn't forgotten about you. She glances up every once in a while from her nest, but doesn't look worried. She trusts you now. She's breeding herself while the chicks bob around and wait for someone to feed them. Just then, your two-way radio crackles. Can anybody hear me? This is the United States Coast Guard searching for the crew of Albatross 3. Come in, over.
That's such crap.
Yeah, this is like the fairy tale happily ever after. We found it and now we're getting rescued. Reading you loud and clear. We got a bird circling you. Can you make it to the beach? Over. Wait, no, that was the other guys. I forgot to read my answer. Affirmative! And you shout into your radio. It's like Bert's Dinosaurs. He's like yelling it, so it's crackling. Affirmative! This is the crew of the Albatross 3! Reading you loud and clear. We got a bird circling you. Can you make it to the beach? Over. A bird? Mac, wait. A bird! Mac says in alarm. I had to make it a little more horrifying.
Sure.
You laughed. Don't worry. That's military talk for helicopter. Then into the radio. Roger. See you on the beach. You take one last look back at the Adzabel in her nest and wonder if you'll ever make it back here someday. And if not, whether the world will believe what you've seen. On your way to the beach, you find a 2-foot-long feather and tuck it in your belt, thinking, bird DNA in the hand is worth a family of birds in the bush. The end.
That was such crap.
Why do you like that?
Because you've been there less than a day and the helicopter is already there. It takes 5 days to get there. How can a helicopter fly for 5 days?
This is Game of Thrones timing.
It is. It's such crap.
Paul hates it. He hates the bird, too. He hates the babies. How could you hate those little wiggle worms?
Yeah, they're wiggling, they're naked.
I was willing to eat them, too.
You want to eat the mom?
I don't know. I was also thinking, like, where's the dad in all this?
Yeah.
He's out getting food for the babies. I mean, she
not.
has to stay and protect the chickies.
It couldn't have been like we get back to the helicopter and like a bird comes out of the cabin, having like fresh blood on its feathers as it's like eating the pilot.
Yeah, it's like nobody leaves, or you only leave crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Blood Island, you've ruined my throat. Thank you for the memories.
I didn't even get any blood in my mouth.
I mean, there was no blood.
No, there was. When we first woke up on the beach.
You don't know
There
that
was
she was
blood
on
on
her
my
period.
head. What?
You don't know that she was on her period.
Yeah.
Paul.
The
Your
entire
imagination.
time.
Well, there's a woman, so we shouldn't go look for bears with her.
No, that's why we had her go first.
She can drink the water first because she needs it because she's cranky and there's no chocolate.
Right.
But you have to go first because she's unhinged.
And we never argued with her or went a direction that she didn't want to go.
Or get blown.
Yeah, we sure didn't get blown.
We
No,
did.
we didn't even get to rub our dick against that delicious
Bird?
thing on the bird's head.
But we did take a souvenir to play with later.
We did.
Oh, some feather play.
Yeah.
Nice. A 2-foot long feather.
Yeah.
Dang. That'll just about accommodate Mac, huh?
Stick that in your cap.
Ew. What's your cap?
Urethra.
That's what it's called.
Yep.
It's important to her.
Yeah. It's an industry term. You wouldn't understand.
Urologist now.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
Yeah. No.
That about, I mean, did we really, like, were there any other choices that seemed appealing?
The only one I was semi-interested in, but we don't have to go back to it, was having us drink the water.
Yeah.
Oh, we
'Cause I was a little curious just what would happen.
Do you want to find out what happened?
It's up to you.
If it's a 1-page deal?
Okay.
So you're drinking the water in that weird temple thing. You're right, you say, shaking your head. It's probably fine. I saw a bunch of dead zombies in it, but it's fine. You lean down and lift a handful of cool water from the pool to your parched lips. It's the sweetest, clearest, most delicious water you've ever tasted in your life. You sigh with relief, and without warning, your insides are on fire! You look into the pool and see the faces again. They all rise to the surface, and their mouths are wide open, shrieking in rage. You feel their pain echoing inside you. It turns out you've consumed a human soul from the pool of eternity, for which there is no cure. Only one soul can live in a body at once, and when two are present, the energy is too great and they destroy each other. Your bones will stay forever in this ancient tomb, though they won't be stacked nicely around the walls, at least not for a while. The end.
Ew.
Huh.
Yikes.
That's cool.
Man, we got the best ending, huh?
So we don't become like a mindless zombie, we just die?
You just explode. There's just meat everywhere. Andrea's screaming.
Yeah.
Well, someone was in us. I mean, it's most action we saw, so.
That's exactly.
You don't know what happened while you're passed out.
That's true.
So wait, why was our forehead bloody?
Somebody got a little overzealous.
So Andrea was on her period.
Yep.
Ew. I hate that. All right. Well,
Well, thank you for reading.
yeah, you're welcome. I
Thank you
can't
for
talk
destroying
for
your
another
voice.
few weeks. But man, that Liz Windover is a blowhard, huh?
She's a total blowhard.
It's like we had like 3 or 4 choices in the 9,000 pages I just read.
Yeah, but it was entertaining.
I'm glad. I'm glad my pain is entertaining for you.
It is.
Tweet us about how my pain is entertaining. Strange Paths Pod on Twitter.
Right? Or you can email us at strangepathspodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can write me about if you're on your period or not at bozosglowglobes@gmail.com. Or if you know what Burton's Dinosaurs is. If you're one of the 5 people out there that know about Bert's Dinosaurs.
Bert's Dinosaurs!
We'll catch you next time. Until then.
Until then, babies.
Bye.
Bye.